Wiki! Hello everyone, good night. I'm Wiki and I hope you are welcome to the new stream. That made no sense, I know, right? Anyway, hello everyone, good night. How are you doing? Hope you are doing fine. Today, as you can see, if you don't remember this creature in front of us, we are back with another ranking stream because we all only do ranking streams on YouTube because that's the only thing that I can actually manage to do as a stream in an anime channel. Because while the new content doesn't come out, we can only actually do that because it's simple, right? Anyway, today we're back with the ranking of the season. If you don't remember, 3 months ago, we had a stream where I was searching for the worst anime of the spring season of 2023. And this was the final result of that said stream. This is how the prediction looked like before the season actually started. And today we are going back to it to see what I got right, what I got wrong, and my final thoughts about most of these animes. I also thought about making, I don't know, to compensate for the lack of content the last month, I thought about making ranking waifus and husbandos of the season as a stream also, but I figured that just would be way too many ranking streams in a month. It would feel like the content was only that, and I don't really want to do that. So that's the reason why we didn't have the other streams I said we would have in the last one. But this one was essential. This one is a must, right? We did this in the last months, and so we need to come back to this. And we're gonna do exactly that already. We're not gonna walk around the park here. Let's go directly into the evaluation of the season, as we should. As a reminder, I obviously didn't watch everything from the season. I mean, I'm only human. I was traveling through half of the season in Japan. I didn't have time to watch everything here, and even if I had, I obviously would not have watched everything here because there is just stuff that it's not for me. So, for those animes that I didn't actually watch more than one episode for the sake of making the season in 5 minutes video, we're gonna have a little bit of help, as we usually do. Here with me, I have open also my anime list so that you can check the general score of the animes that I don't have much knowledge about, and anime training just to see what the average score, the final ranking of this stuff I had, because anime training has this interesting thing here, which let me just try to show here, right by my side here. You see the thing right below the 3 double? That's the peak position that the anime had, as you can see up here. So we can have a good idea of how well the anime was during the season based on the peak the anime had during the season. So we're gonna use this to cheat out some stuff from the animes that I didn't watch a lot of. But for now, we can come back here. And for the sake of being, I don't know, more direct with stuff here, what I plan to do. Let's just throw this all the way in the top. No anime appearing, right? Let's go without order here. Let's just go by anything, anywhere, in any order, to not have mixed stuff, because if I went through the bottom to up, it would most likely be stuff that I don't know anything about, stuff that I know a lot about, and stuff like that. So let's try to mix up stuff a bit. As you can see, I don't have names for the layers here, so everything here is a complete mystery to me too. So let's just see how this goes. Also, by the ending of this, we're gonna compare with the we're gonna compare this final result with the result of the last stream to see how well was my opinion. You see how close I was from the stuff. Anyway, for the first one here, let's go. I don't know this. Which one is this? Oh, okay. This one here is My Home Hero. My Home Hero, for those that don't know, was an anime talking about the life of a dad, which was trying to make schemes against the Yakuza so that he could help his family that was being threatened by them. Basically, his daughter had an abusive boyfriend, which was a part of the Yakuza. The boyfriend planned on killing his daughter, and the dad killed the boyfriend in a moment of emotion. And then the entire plot of the thing is trying to cover up the fact that the dad killed the guy so that his family can have a good life. I'm gonna be honest, I dropped this one. I watched 5 episodes, I believe, 5 or 6, something like that, and it just didn't click with me. The animation was okay, the plot was okay. Also, it was not an amazing mystery plot. It was actually quite weird in some parts, like how the dad just knew how to solve and how to dissolve an entire body because he read way too many mystery novels and stuff like that. Also, I'm sorry, you probably can hear my dogs in the background. I'm sorry about that, but that's just how it goes when you have freaking 12 dogs in your house. Sometimes that just happens. But yeah, for the plot of this one, I honestly didn't like it. I thought it was a little bit bad. I can see how someone could enjoy this anime, but to me specifically, I really did not like it. I thought it was a little bit lackluster. I thought it could, I don't know, the mystery of it, the entire plot of trying to hide the body and trying to go around, try to fool the Yakuza people in order for them to leave you alone, stuff like that. I thought they could have done that in a better way because it was just really convenient most times. The dad conveniently knew how to get rid of bodies. The dad conveniently knew how to approach people in order to get information because he's a salesman. The mother, for some reason, was cold stone about having a poker face during the entire thing, helping the dad just getting rid of the body, never question anything. Oh, no, he deserves to die. No, I will cover this. The Yakuza guys invaded their house, and the mother just started acting like it was the most common thing she ever did in her life, even though she was just a normal housewife. Throughout most of her life, we have some background story about, she wasn't acting in the acting club when they were in college and stuff like that. But it's still so stupidly convenient most of the time. The plot just works in some moments. There is no actual proper reason for it to work. It just works. So I really did not enjoy a lot of the show. Also, yeah, the animation was it was decent at best, and yeah, overall it was just really lackluster, I think. At least to me, of course. I can imagine some people enjoyed it. That's why I gonna do a little bit of checking. Let's see. My Home Hero. What is the final score of this thing? The final score for this anime. Oh yeah, I should probably show you guys this, right? The final score for My Home Hero here in my anime list, at least, is a 7. Basically 7. Which is honestly high. I think I gave it less than this. I think I gave it a 5, maybe. So, some people did enjoy it to a good degree, I would say. And here, the peak of this thing was in 16th position, which is not amazing, but also not exactly that bad. It's just a normal anime of the season if it's not compared to the big guys, right? So yeah, people did seem to enjoy this at least a little. So yeah, I don't want to be that brutal with this anime. I know it didn't click to me. I didn't enjoy how convenient most of the plot was, but I kind of appreciate what it was trying to do. So I don't know, top of bad or bottom. I will leave you at the bottom of fine for now, just because people gave you a decent score. But I can, by the end of the stream, I'm probably will just come back here and show this guy at bottom of bad. Because if also, yeah, I think I need to make this clear every time I stream this kind of thing. Up to the fine stuff, the order makes sense. When it get to bad and trash, the top ones are the most bad and the most trash, not the least ones. It's not like it is just moving in the proper way. Oh, going through here and gets here and then goes here. No. It gets here and then turns in this side. And then goes here. It's like that. All the way here, bad. This is the bestest of the bad ones, and then you start going normal. That's how it works. That's why it might not make a lot of sense, but it will make as we go on. So let's see the next one. We have so many enemies here. Let's go for you, number 32. What the fuck are you? Number 32 is Kamikatsu. Yeah, okay. I don't remember the translation for the name of Kamikatsu, but it's Kamikatsu, okay? It's Kamikatsu. Kamikatsu is the anime of the season where a guy got isekai after his dad, which is the leader of a cult, sacrificed him in order to make him the new god of the cult or the new leader or some bullshit like that, because he was sure his son was going to reincarnate, and the son did reincarnate in another world, not where they were. And the song just goes in a world where there is no concept of gods, because he hates God with a burning passion, because his life was made a complete misery thanks to the cult of his dad. So he gets reincarnated in a place where there are no gods. And there are also not many concepts that humankind knows nowadays. Like, they do know a lot of the horny stuff they are clueless about. They don't know how to do basic harvesting stuff like that. They are really clueless about a lot of things involving happiness and pleasures and stuff like that. And the basic plot of this is, people die when the king of the kingdom says they need to die, and the guy didn't like it, and his friends were about to get sacrificed. And then in a burst of luck, or whatever you would say, the god from his dad's cult appears to help him, to stop the people from dying, and he starts implementing religion in the religionless world in order to, I don't know, have a better life and protect the people he care about. Today is the day that aired the last episode of this thing, actually. I didn't watch it yet. But Kamikatsu it's an anime that is an experience watching. Because this thing, and I saw a lot of people complaining about Kamikatsu about exactly this. The animation of Kamikatsu is probably the worst thing I saw in my entire life. Other than X-Arm, of course. But yeah, the animation of X-Arm of Kamikatsu is disgusting, to say the least. There are creatures in this anime. Actually, every single animal there is not the humans. Everything is made in a disgustingly bad CG. The plot of this anime is completely out of breaks. It goes fast like a truck, killing someone to throw them into a isekai. The plot is always rushing. They always have some kind of really energized, really frenetic stuff going on. 2 seconds later, they start having a normal conversation. There is an episode, I shit you not, there is an actual episode where they copy-pasted a face of one of the characters into a still image of someone actually doing farm work. And they just made a pastel filter in the image, and the guy was talking over the image like it was the character doing the stuff. It's disgusting. It's completely terrible. But here's the thing. And I saw people complain about this thing. I saw I saw a video on YouTube where the dude, they're saying this anime was so bad people were lazy to animate it. And you are completely wrong about that. The thing about Kamikatsu, you can feel. If you are actually paying attention to the anime, you can feel this. The motherfuckers that were making this anime wanted this thing to be bad. They were directly imposing the concept of trash into the anime. They were going out of their way to make the most disgusting animation they could just to trash on it, for the sake of trashing. So it's not like this anime was trash just because, there was no quality in the animation or people were lazy doing stuff. No, you can feel they were trying to make it look bad, and they succeeded at that. And this anime was so bad that it was actually funny to watch. It was so weirdly entertaining because it was so terrible that I cannot say this anime was actually trash. Actually, I must say this anime was probably one of the best of this season. Just because of how absurd the entire thing was. Again, I didn't watch the final episode yet, but I did watch the entire anime other than the last episode. And I can say for sure, this thing is disgustingly funny. From how bad it is. How bad it looks. Everything that goes on in this anime is so stupid. They repeat animations out of nowhere. They start making... The animation goes from 0 to 100 really fast. The moment that the god appears for the first time, it's probably one of the best animated scenes in the entire season. Out of every single anime. But then they go from that to pixel art. Of the god just getting hit in the head. And then they go for the CG creatures. And then they go for the stale images on PNGs. They just keep switching the animation every single episode and every single scene. For the most absurd reasons. And it's stupidly funny because of that. The anime by itself is just bad. The story is horrible. The anime is horrible. They try to make stupid... revelations throughout the anime to make plot twists, and they are just completely unreal and unoriginal. It's like they are trying to replicate Planet of the Apes in some ways in some parts. But man, it's again, it's so stupid. It's actually funny. I cannot say more than that. I honestly cannot say this anime is trash. I feel like this anime is one of the peak of the season for all of the wrong reasons. But kudos to the animators. They did the job they wanted to do. They actually managed to make this thing look so bad it was actually good. And you can tell also, that's the last thing. You can tell that whoever was making this was enjoying making it. You can tell from the voices of the voice actors of this thing, the animations and stuff like that. You can tell whoever was behind the scenes was having a good laugh just seeing the end result of all the disgrace they were making. So yeah, I dare say Kamikatsu is probably one of the best of the season. And also, let me I just want to quickly see what is the score that people gave to Kamikatsu so far. 6.8, that's actually way higher than I expected. Okay. So, okay, next one. Let's go for number 10. Let's go for number 10. Who is number 10? There you go. Oh, okay. I think the English name is my love story with Yamada at level 999, something like that. It's Yamada-kun Tokoi something level Q Hyaku Q. I think that's some close to the name. This is an anime about a girl. I remember making a lot of jokes about the situation of this anime. Because it's a story about a college girl that gets dumped by her boyfriend because they play a Maple Store copy, and the guy just meets a girl online which he likes more, and he breaks up with the main girl. That's the basic plot. The girl just got cocked in RuneScape, and then the plot goes on from there. She goes from a gaming event from the game they play to try to see the girl that the guy is his ex-boyfriend is going out with, and she ends up meeting Yamada, which is not a college student. Yeah, it's a high school student, the third year high school student, which is a pro gamer. He's a pro gamer because yes, the pro gamer moves are real here, which also plays the game, and they are in the same guild by convenience sake, and then the story goes on from there. It's a romance anime. It's a rom-com by the end of the day, revolving around games in a good way, because there are some animes that try to revolve around games, but they revolve around way too much, and they start to feel a little bit, I don't know, weird. But I would say Yamada falls in the same category that Netoju no Susume, I think it was the name, falls into, and that one, I don't remember the name, but that the one anime where the guy couldn't fall in love anymore because every girl he likes in the game is actually a guy, and then a girl actually likes him. I don't remember the name of the anime, but Yamada falls right into that kind of category. The anime where the game life goes through to real life and relationships actually start to happen, and it was really enjoyable. The entire thing of Yamada, it's really it's a good experience, I would say. The romance part of it, it's well worked on. There is a whole plot about Yamada not knowing how to handle girls, but not because he's just the nerd gamer. There's all about also a trauma plot he had when he was younger and stuff like that. All the evolution of the relationships between the guild members, because all of the guild members appear here in this thing, both in real life and in game. The entire relation between them is quite nice. The Runa arc, which is the girl that couldn't accept Akane, which is the main girl, from being a new part of the guild to become one of her best friends, is also really cute. The entire animation of this thing is really nice. The opening is really a banger because it's kind of boom. The entire experience watching Yamada is really good. It was really good, a good romance anime of the season. That's the thing. This season actually had way too many good romances. It was weird. I don't think I ever saw a season with so many good romance animes. We always have a lot of good romance animes, but not many good. This season had a lot of them, and Yamada is one of the peak ones in that regard. So I actually would say as a romance and as a plot overall, especially by the ending, because not giving spoilers, but also kind of giving, the last episode of this thing basically does what every romance anime should do, and that's everything I will say. But I guess anyone that watches a lot of romance animes can already guess what I mean by that. So yeah, I say overall Yamada was a really good show of this season. I imagined it was going to be low good, but honestly, it was high good. Obviously, will not be top good because we still have a lot of stuff to go through, but I feel like Yamada is safe here for now before we actually get into more stuff. I will not say it's the best. I will not say Yamada is up here because there are 2 romance animes on this season that I feel deserve to be here more than Yamada. So we're gonna leave Yamada in good for now. Next one, let's go for this creature here, number 47. Let the last of everything here. What is this? The fuck is that? I have no idea what anime is this. Oh no! I know. I don't know the name. I didn't watch a single episode of this one, but I know it's the one where the teaser image had a lot of suit guys, like it was some kind of MIB ripoff. Let's see here. It's this one here. Also 2, Great Mission. Man, I didn't hear a single thing about this anime during the entire season. I feel like that already says a lot. Run for Money, The Great Mission. I don't remember the plot, the basic synopsis of this thing. The new series set in the future where humanity migrates to moon due to incorporate original elements and new to anime, such an anime drama about survival and feature diverse field of blurs, countries, and eras such as Shibuya. Oh yeah, remember, the synopsis of the thing sounds so shitty. Because it sounds like they are trying to be something that obviously they will never be. Let's see the ranking of this thing. It's the last one! Okay, and this was made by Toei Animation. Okay, that tells me a lot about the quality of the animation also. Because if you are not One Piece and Precure, Toei is not able to actually do a decent animation for the anime. Alright, I didn't hear a single thing about this anime during the entire season. I don't think I saw any single human being pronouncing anything about this thing. I didn't watch a single episode of this thing to make the 75 minutes and video because I didn't feel like this thing was deserving of my time. And it seems I was right because with a score of 5.6, let's find a review here. There is only one review. No one else did a review for this thing. Okay. Run Protecum Run, based on a popular Japanese game show where contestants run away from things for money. Okay. Run for Money, The Great Mission had a fun premise going for it. Instead, what we got was another low-quality dystopian future anime about some guy living on the moon trying to save his sick little brother by entering Run for Money and winning a prize money. Okay. Okay, so it's just a generic attempt of, oh, I need to find money by any means possible in order to save my dying family member, and I will get into this stupid thing to humiliate myself. Enjoy the voice acting, the Agent Smith. Oh god, they are actually Agent Smith. Androids chases the contestants were fun, and there were some tense moments to enjoy, but I mean, just look at the show. The art and the background are not well animated, making it extremely awkward to watch. Exactly what I was expecting to see, actually. This 3D animation, and as we all know, it's morally and ethically okay to... What? Okay, I should not say that on YouTube. I want to see the trailer. I don't know anything about this thing. I honestly don't remember any... Oh my freaking god, I think I saw enough just by that one frame. Okay, man, fine. Sure. I feel like this was enough. KU. It was definitely trash. But given that I don't think there are normal human beings that actually found this anime to watch. With only a single review and a trash one at that, I don't feel like this anime is trash. I feel like this is like the mid. Because remember, mid animes in this category specifically are not animes that are really bad or really good. They're animes that are so miserably forgettable that no one cares about them at all. And I feel like this one fits really well for how we evaluate mid. Like, no one watched this thing. It had 400 scores in my anime list. That's so freaking low. No one actually watched this anime. And those that watched it found it bad. On top of that, so yeah. It is either a really trash one or a really big mid one. Like the one mid one that no one will ever remember. I feel like this is deserving to be right here. Okay. Thank you, mid creature. Let's see what else. Let's go for you, number 16. That one is the Isekai, right? The guy that got Isekai twice. Yeah. Okay, for this one, I don't remember the name of the anime because it's just something Isekai, something something Isekai, re-Isekai, some bullshit like that. Uh, the plot was that a guy got Isekai once. Oh my god. He saved the Isekai world because he got OP skills as you usually get. He went back to his world to have a normal life. I think he actually reincarnated. He didn't come back. He actually died and came back once again, something like that. But who cares? And then when he was in high school with some in his class, his entire classroom got isekai again to the same world, and the guy had the same bullshit skills, stuff like that, and people started people in the isekai world recognized him even though he didn't have the same body, and they started talking about how the previous war went on and some bullshit like that. This thing, I watched it, I think 2 episodes actually. That's more than I would expect from myself to watch. But yeah, I think I watched 2 episodes of this thing. It's just as bad as it sounds. Like there was nothing redeeming about the entire anime. It just an attempt of trying to make something original using isekai and failing miserably at that because it's just the same. The big different plot of this thing is that the guy got isekai twice. That's the big different thing from everything else. Other than that, it's all the same. OP power, war going on in another world. A lot of girls want to fuck the guy because why would they not? Of course, right? There is even one of the girls. I remember this fucking scene. One of the knights from the kingdom they get Isekai to is turned into his masochist pet or something like that. He just wants him to punish her, and it's so freaking weird to see this in their first interaction after to realize who he is. But anyway. Trash. Definitely trash. And I say that's with property because I saw the score for this thing before we started the stream. And the score is 5 point something. So even the Isekai bros didn't enjoy this one. So yeah, trash for sure. I will not throw in the top because I already have someone that I know would go on top of trash. But yeah, this one, it was the trash. Just wonder, maybe this thing is mid, not trash? Because who actually will remember this? Actually, I will remember. I know I will remember the isekai that tried to be something that it was not ever meant to be. But I just want to see how many people actually gave score for this thing. That's the only thing that I want to see. Depending on the amount of people, we're gonna say this thing is the mid or trash. Okay, freaking 100k people. That's way too many. And where is this thing even supposed to be in the... Actually, I don't think it matters. Yeah, you gonna say in trash. If you had 100,000 people evaluating you and your score was 5, you are trash. Okay, next one, number 26. Let's see, who are you? Number 26 is... Oh my god, they are overlapping. Okay, this one is... The ultimate isekai adventure is upon us. I remember the title. I will always remember this. This anime was just a generic isekai. it was a... let me just get the name, okay? Let me see the name. It's the least I should do, right? Where are you? Here. Tensei Kizoku no Isekai Boukenroku, which in Japanese means something like the genius something something. The aristocrat otherworldly adventurers serving gods who go too far. Is there a simple name for you, creature? No, there is not. Chronicles of an aristocrat. I guess that's the simple name. It was an isekai that had in the synopsis saying that it was going to be the ultimate isekai adventure. I remember clearly reading that because I got so thrown back by something daring to say those words that I had to keep watching it. I watched 4 episodes of this anime, which is a lot coming from me and isekais, as you might know already. And final result, it was just an isekai. It was just an isekai. There is nothing different at all. There are no difference whatsoever. There is nothing that you look at this and say, oh yeah, it's different from other isekais because the main guy starts as a child, maybe. But Mushoku Tensei already did that, so maybe something other reason which is not present. Because it's just that. It's just an OP guy that got isekai as a baby. Of course it would. And the gods gave him lots of blessings, and he became way too OP for its own good. And yeah, that. It's just that. He's just an OP child in an isekai doing what every OP character in isekai always does. Even the hiding part is always true, because there are two girls that are also infatuated by this guy. There is the captain of the royal guard or some bullshit like that. I don't know what that knight lady is, but yeah, it's just generic as it always would be. There is nothing redeeming about this thing. I guess I say I mean, the score for this thing is 6 point something, so at least it's better than this abomination. But I would throw this thing in the bad one, because I don't think it's mid, because I will never forget the synopsis saying the ultimate isekai adventure. That will always live rent free in my mind. I will never be able to forget that daring synopsis. Okay, next one. Let's go for number 38 here. Oh my god, you. What was the name of this thing? Marginal agent? Marginal force? It's marginal something. Where are you, cursed abomination? Marginal service. The marginal service. Man. Oh man. I remember leaving this thing in the top of mid during the last stream, because this thing had no synopsis, no trailers. It had no information going on about this thing. It was just a there were just images of the guys naked with the sensor bar. Well, obviously I watched some episodes of this thing. The plot of this thing, which was not described in the synopsis up until the day prior to it airing. It's MIB. It's MIB, basically. Cop guys handling extraterrestrial creatures, not even extraterrestrial, but mysterious creatures like Umas and stuff like that. And wearing firefighter suits for some reason and shooting them down, and that's the plot of this thing, basically. It was terrible. It was just bad. It was disgustingly bad. The plot just felt stupid. It was not funny. It was trying to be one of those absurd animes that is funny because of how absurd some stuff is, but it was not. All the characters were just boring. Even the fightings, the interactions of attempts to be funny, like the bald guy and the metrosexual guy, they were stupid at best. Their interactions were always the entire anime was miserable, really. I think I watched only 2 episodes even, because I couldn't force myself to watch more than that. But the entire anime was just miserable. I know this thing for sure is trash, because it's not deserving to stay mid. It's not deserving at all. Let's see, and also the main score for this thing was 5.4. So yeah, we already know that the scoring was also not that good. So yeah, marginal service, you were weird, you were boring, you were borderline offensive in some ways, I would even say. And you are just something. It was just a terrible thing to watch. It was an attempt to be mid, but trying to mix up with something else, not working in any way, shape, or form. And are you worse than this one? I say yes, because for you, I at least had some kind of expectation that you might have been good. This one was just an isekai. I knew it was going to be just a generic isekai. Now, let's go for some big numbers here. Let's go for number 5. Who is number 5? It's supposedly something popular. Oh god, okay. Konosuba spin-off. The beautiful explosion in this beautiful world. You know? Megumin anime. Yeah. For Megumin's anime, this will... So here's the thing. I expected this to be one of the best of the season. And it was really good. Up until episode 7. The anime was really funny and really good. It had all of the Konosuba vibes, but instead of Kazuma, Aqua, and Darkness, we had a bunch of Shunibyo Shunibyo retard creatures that were there is the entirety of Megumin's clan. But after episode 7, Megumin goes out of her village because they start making the plot from her journey up until she gets into the city where she meets Kazuma and the other members of the gang. And those episodes were okay. Like, they had fun moments. There were funny parts to them. But I don't know, they felt weird. I think they just weren't what I was expecting from the anime. Because I was just expecting a lot of bullshit with the Crimson Demon clan. And we had a lot of that in the village. But after the village part was over, the anime kind of fell a little bit behind. It was not as funny, I would say. It was okay. It was nice to know the background of Megumin and how she got to the city and stuff like that, and more bullshit about Aqua's cult and stuff like that was funny also. But overall, I felt like after episode 7, this thing degraded a little. I feel like during the first half of the anime, it was really good. It was really funny. It had everything going on as expected to. But in the second half, I feel like it fell down a little. So I dare say this thing should be only in good, not in best. Which it's painful to me because I love Megumin. Megumin is my wife from Konosuba. Megumin and Yu Yung. And the anime was my entire focus on Megumin and Yu Yung. So I should love it. But it just didn't. The second half of it just didn't click well enough. It was still good. Don't get me wrong. It was still good, but fell out compared to the first part. Okay, next one. Let's go for you. Number 24. Who is number 24? Oh, the new Gundam. Okay, I have no parameters to talk about the new Gundam because I still didn't watch the first season in order to watch the second one. So we need to cheat for this one. Let's see. Gundam. It should be in the top, right? Gundam. Where are you? Okay. Oh, it's all the way down here. Okay. Lower than what I expected, but the general score for this thing is still a solid 8, which says a lot. Let's just see here, Gundam. Oh, just a second place. Just a second place. I guess that's enough. I guess at this one right. I guess Gundam probably was one of the best of the seasons. Can't say much because I didn't watch it, but I will believe. I feel like this from the first season, from the few episodes that I watched, I feel like this thing would probably stay on the top. Okay, next one, 37. Who is this? Oh, Edomame Elf or Otaku Elf. Well, this one's quite simple actually. This is basically the story of a weeb elf that doesn't like getting out, being reverenced as a goddess of a shrine, and her helper, her shrine maiden, I guess that's the proper term, just handling her bullshit. That's basically it. It's really cute, really funny. There is nothing too amazing to it. There are a lot of history lessons going on in this anime, which is really weird. It's not like something that I expected to see in it, but it's not bad. It's quite informative, I would say. It's entertaining. And yeah, overall, it's just a really cozy anime. It's really cute. It's really... it's the kind of anime that you want to watch Friday night after you finish your entire week of working and just want to relax before getting into the weekend. This anime is the perfect one to do exactly that. It's just really cute, really entertaining. There is nothing serious going on at any moment. It's just it's just a bunch of goofballs doing goofy stuff. It's really nice. I say it's exactly where it should be. Well, I mean, it was here, right? The bottom of fine. But yeah, it's middle of fine, I would say. It's okay. It's really nice. Enjoyable. Nothing amazing, nothing terrible. Just, yeah, it's really nice. It's okay. And the opening is made by Nanao Akari, and I love Nanao Akari with a burning passion. Every song that Nanao Akari makes, I really love. So yeah, bonus points to that. Next one, let's go for this one, number 13. Who are you, my child? Oh, Insomniac. Okay, Insomniacs After School, I believe is the English title for this one, is a school romance anime. Yeah, basically, it's a school romance anime revolving around two main characters who have insomnia. Obviously, they cannot sleep at night, and their lives are quite miserable thanks to that. At least for the guy, the girl not so much miserable. But the guy has a miserable life thanks to that. He's always angry. He's always mad. He's always pissed off. He can't think straight. He's always obviously tired during the day. And then he goes exploring his school. Finds out there is a observatory in the school for the planetarium club, the space stuff club. I don't know the name, but I don't remember the name. But the people that watch stars, astrology club, or the astrology club, which was disbanded, so there no one was supposed to be using that place. And then he gets into there. It's a cozy place. No one is there. It's dark. It's calm. No noise. He decides, oh, I will use this place to sleep because I can't sleep at night. So I am really tired, so I'm gonna sleep here. But there is a girl in there already. She was also sleeping because she also has insomnia. They meet up, they hit off, and they decide to make that place their safe space to sleep so that they can actually, sleep. I think I said sleep 5 times already in a single sentence. But yeah, that's the basic plot, and it's nice. It's really nice because this anime revolves around some stuff that you usually don't see. It's a romance anime by all standards. Obviously, the ship is the guy and the girl. And it's just their relationship is a really interesting relationship. The evolution that it shows out through the anime is really enjoyable. They have a nice progression to it. Like by the beginning, they are just two people that by chance met up, by chance have the same problems, and thanks to that, they can understand each other to a certain degree, and they're just starting finding ways to take advantage of their insomnia. Like in the first episode, they decide, oh, you know what? What if we decided to just walk around the city at night? Let's just do that. Why? Because we can. And they just do that, and it's really pretty. It's really calm. Like there are a lot of picturesque scenes in this anime, like just showing off they walk and they're posing and making funny stuff in the places they are passing through. It's just really enjoyable overall. There is the entire plot of they need to make the astrology club go back because people find out they are using that place, and so in order for them to be allowed to keep using it, they must join the astrology club and make the club be an actual thing. So there's the entire plot of entire evolution of the plot. How the guy starts enjoying something in his life after learning how taking photography is nice and stuff like that. It's a really interesting anime. It's really, I would say, real. Yeah, I think real is a proper term for this one because it's just a natural relationship going on in this thing. There are the normal steps you would expect to see. They meet up, they start as friends, they start to hit off, they try to grow from objective. You see these two finding proper meanings in their life, finding actual stuff that they enjoy, even though they have so many problems with insomnia and stuff like that. It's overall really nice. It's also really calm. Like, this entire anime is really calm most parts. Even there is conflict going on, it's not exactly a conflict that you get, stress over it. It's just some plot device. And overall, it's really nice. Yeah. As a romance, I think enjoyed Yamada more, but this one definitely was really good also. So I think it just stays where it is. But I can't say for certain one thing. This anime probably is not for everyone. I feel like there are people that would not enjoy because of how calm it is in some parts. There's a lot of dialogue also going on in this anime. This is one of those animes where a lot of stuff happens because people are talking. So you'll have many scenes where just characters are discussing which are having conversations and they are not relevant at all. It's just random stuff you would talk with your friends throughout the day. This anime just portrays stuff like that, and it's really enjoyable thanks to that. That's part of the real part to it that I mentioned before. Just has a lot of reality in this thing. And also I can relate with the characters having insomnia, so I can understand their pain and I respect them for that. So yeah, next one. Oh, the second season of the golf anime. I didn't see anything about it. I didn't see people talking anything about it, so let's cheat a little. I remember the name of this thing being Birdie. Birdie Wing. Oh god, it fell off. Okay. It started in the 10th position of the season and oh my, I mean the peak of the thing was in the 10th position and then went all the way to 24. That does not sound good. Where am I? Here. Your score is not bad. Weird. Yeah, it's not like your score is that bad. It's a 7.6. It's actually quite a decent score. So it's curious that this thing fell out so much. Huh. I would say... I mean, the score tells me it's not that bad, right? It's curious how it lost so many positions, but by the scoring, I would only guess that it's still just fine. Let's go for you. Number 11. Who are you? Oh, yeah, the second season of Smartphone Isekai. Yeah, it's where it should be. I will not go back to see the scoring. I don't care. It's the fucking Smartphone Isekai. I refuse to allow this thing to leave the trash bin. Okay? I will check the score. Actually, I will check the score of this thing just to know in which position of trash it will be. I refuse to allow it to get out of trash. But I will at least allow it to be best trash or worst trash. So, what is your score at the moment? 6.4. That's honestly the exact score that I expected you to have. Here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You stay right there. Next, number 29. Oh, yeah, the thing existed. I want to be Goto Boom, but I lack blood relation anime. What was even the name of this thing? The goddess of something something. Where is this thing? This one, right? Megami no Cafe Terrace. Yeah, the goddess of Cafe Terrace. That's the name of this thing. Man, I watched 2 episodes, found it so miserable. Are you decent? People gave you some kind of decent score? God. Okay, the Cafe Terrace and its goddess. Peaked at 17th position, stayed in 17th position for. Wait, for 18 weeks? Really? So you basically just stayed here throughout the entire season. Amazing. I feel like that's a feat by itself. But okay, yeah, the plot of this anime is just a guy goes to his grandma dies, he goes to her house because he wants to sell the house, and then he gets there and there are 5 girls living there for some reason. And the house is also a cafe, and the guy decides to, instead of selling it, he decides to reopen the cafe using the 5 girls as attendees in the place. That's the basic plot. And it's just an ecchi anime. Honestly, it's just an ecchi anime. There's nothing else to it. Again, it's just Goto Boom, but lacking blood relation. It's exactly what it's something that you can't tell just by watching the first episode. It's something that a guy read Goto Boom, liked it, and said, "What if I make another anime with 5 girls, but a little bit different?" It's honestly just that. I say, and I think it's deserving to just stay in the mid zone. Okay, let's see a big number here. Let's grab something that is supposed to be a peak of the season. Number 2. Who are you? Oh, Dr. Stone. The new season. Dr. Stone New World, I believe what was the name. Yep. I said it was going to be on best. Well, it was definitely a good season because it was going to be. I knew it already. I read the manga. But I feel like it's not a best just because they cut it halfway through. The entire thing about this season of the New World arc, I guess I will call it like that, is both the discovery of the island where the platinum is hidden, but also the entire fight that occurs, the entire war that happens during the invasion of the island. The entire war is one of the big selling points of this arc to me. And they left the entire
actual war for the next part, for the second half that is coming out in October, I believe. So half of the thing that makes this arc good was not present in the arc per se. Given there were there were a lot of great moments, like every time they make a scene between Senku and his dad, every time there is a scene involving Byakuya in any way, I always cry, man, because I find it so nice. I always find so heartwarming, so wholesome, the entire relation between a dad and his son, 3,000 years apart. But I feel like it lost some points just because it cut out one of the best segments. It was really good, but I feel like it's not best thanks to that. And I see some messages going on. What's going on here? Streaming on my own, but here's some support for you, my dude. Salve, gordo. How is an anime with naked buff man in trash? Because, Pedro, it was trying to be mib and it failed miserably at being mib. And it was not even funny on top of that. It was just a failed, disgraced attempt of being man in black. But instead of in black, they were manning firefighter suits. But yeah, going back to Dr. Stone. I will leave you in the bottom of the basket for now. I don't know. I really like the season, but I still think it should have been better if they didn't cut it in half. So yeah, we will leave you there for now. Next one. What we have? Let's go for number 28. If you decide to go up, I guess. 28 is... Oh, Yuri is my job. It's literally that. The plot of the anime is that a girl... the main girl, which is the blonde girl here, she was involved in an accident with a lot of races in that of another girl that is a manager of a cafe, and then the other girl which supposedly broke her arm, because I don't think she actually did, forces the blonde girl, which is really cute, to work there. And it's basically a plot of the cafe's Encenation Cafe, where the girls act like they are members of a Yuri school show, which they technically are, but it's not the same. They are acting like Yuri characters, basically, but there is also Yuri relationships actually going on in the background of this thing. It's the Yuri anime of the season, and probably of the year. I don't feel like we're gonna have many more Yuri animes this year. I mean, we also had the second season of Gundam, but the new one. And it was okay. It was okay. I was entirety of this thing. I can say this because I was in Japan. I can give some special details because I was in Akihabara for 10 freaking days. This anime was kind of popular in Japan. I saw every time I was walking the streets, I saw the big screens in Akihabara. I think every single day there was some kind of trailer of this thing passing in the big screens. People were interested in this. I saw many bookstores advertising the mangas of this thing, like they did with many animes of this season. But this one had I felt like this one had a little bit more of attention than the rest. And it was okay. I personally didn't enjoy it so much because there were a lot of how do you say that? Wait, I need a proper term for this. Let me translate this. I guess that's not wrong, but I felt like this should be a proper term. But there were a lot of shame on others moments in that thing. You know, when some character does something that you feel cringy and you feel uncomfortable for the scene. There were many scenes like that in this anime, all involving the main girl because she was just bad in her job and stuff like that. So there were many moments where you just felt cringy by her actions. And I personally don't like stuff like that. I always stop watching when something like that happened because I feel pain for the character and I just stop. I need to watch something else before coming back here. So I watched this entire anime pausing after every 5 minutes or something like that. But I will say that the Yuri part was well done to a degree, because there is one of the girls here, the blue hair girl. I completely hated her entire character arc. I watched the entire arc and I was just thinking, what the fuck am I seeing? Like, her entire plot is that she loves the blonde girl, but she doesn't want to confess to the blonde girl because she thinks the blonde girl is too perfect and no one should ever be able to actually get into a relationship with her. So she just likes being her friend and watching from the sidelines, but she gets mad because the other main girl is starting to get into a relationship with the girl, and that's her plot. Like, she doesn't want to actually get into the relationship, but she gets mad because the girl is actually doing it. I honestly really did not like this entire character arc, which is half of the anime basically. Like episode 8 onwards is just this. So yeah, but the relationship from these two, it's the main Yuri relationship. It's okay, it's fine. I would say this anime is exactly where it should be. It's a fine anime. I feel like it could have been better, maybe. I don't think it's bad by any means, but it was just some moments were unbearable. The animation was good. I will say this. The animation was really pretty, really good. And it had its moments. I would say it had its moments. It was okay. Okay, right next. 31. What are you? Oh, the furry one. I have no idea. This anime aired after I finished watching stuff for the 5-minute video. So I didn't watch a single episode of this one. So we need to do a little bit of cheating here. And I remember just saying this thing was going to be trash because of the furry plot. It was just because of that. Let me see. Where are you? Here. Niehime no Kemono Tokemono no Sacrificial Princess and the King of the Beasts. I mean, the score is 7 point something. It's not a bad score. Let's see if we can find this thing in anime training. It's low. It's really low, actually. And the thing is made by JC staff. It's weird. Imagine something made by JC staff is just so unknown in the season. Because stuff in the 30 normally mean that people just didn't actually realize the anime existed. So yeah, it's curious to see this thing. I mean, the scoring is decent, right? 7.3 basically is a good score. And I remember that I judged this thing jokingly, of course. I judged this thing because it was using the plot of the Sleepy Princess in the Demon King Castle, but in a serious way, which is cringy. Haha, who would take a plot like that seriously? But I feel like I do remember the synopsis being decent, and the score for this thing is decent, so I guess it's... I mean, fine. Given being a JC staff anime and having only 5,000 people evaluating you is weird, to say the least. So I also am kind of inclined to say this thing is mid. It's either fine or mid. For now, we will allow you to be fine. We're gonna come back to this later. Next one, you, 17. It's... Oh, the galaxy next door. Headpats? Headpats for what, Hideki? For which one? For the furry one? I guess, probably. Who knows? The Galaxy Next Door. The Galaxy Next Door is another romance of the season because the season was just stacked with romances. The guy is a mangaka. He's taking care by himself. He's taking care of his 2 siblings by himself because both of his parents are dead. Actually, only his dad is dead. The mother just disappeared on him. But yeah, he's working to take care of his siblings by himself. And then a blonde girl just magically appears saying she wants to be his assistant. And she's really good at her job. She helps him a lot in finishing off the volume he needed to finish off, the chapter. And then there is a stinger coming out of her butt. And the guy wonders, what the fuck is that? I think it's a pen. She might get hurt. I need to get that thing away from her. And he touches the stinger, and I think it's an actual stinger. And the girl has actually an alien life form living inside her. Because she's not actually an alien. She have a kind of alien life forms living on her and on the people of her island. Which connects, which the touching of the stinger makes the guy get emotionally stuck to her. I know it sounds weird. It sounds really weird. But the basic plot is the basic thing of this anime is basically the couple that was kind of forced into each other started to enjoy their presence just by enjoying it because they are forced to. The girl lived in isolation in her village as the princess, so she came out because her dead grandma's wishes was that she could allow to live free, and she always wanted to experience romance and proper human interaction and stuff like that. So she's completely happy-go-lucky about everything that happens. Oh, she when she realizes she likes the guy, she just is completely over the clouds because I fell in love. This is so nice. It's really wholesome overall. The interaction with the kids are also really funny. The kids are really cute. They are the kind of kids that okay, yeah, I understand why this guy is doing everything he's doing in order for them to have a good future. The kids are just precious. And it's overall just a really wholesome anime. As the romance of the season, I would say it's probably one of the not worst, but one of the least good ones. Just because the season had a lot of good romances, I feel like this one, as a romance, is not as good as Yamada-kun and Insomniacs. But it's also really good romance, especially because, we have a couple form quite early in the anime instead of being a bullshit that takes forever to happen. So overall, it's really wholesome, really, really good. I say it's on the middle here of good for now. Next one, well, oh god, let's 45 here. Let's go for another one of the bottom ones. Which one is this? Oh, the second season, actually third season of this really old baseball anime. I don't fucking know. Anyone watch this thing? I feel like this thing is made such a specific niche of people that I don't think people really realize this anime even existed. Here, second season of Mix May Say Story. We had evaluation of 5k people. This score is 6.8. Something. It's an anime, definitely. I will say it's fine, probably. It's a second season, right? So for the niche of people that are watching it, I mean, no, fuck it. It's mid. No, I don't. No one remembers anime exists. Fuck that. No, you go to the mid. It's a forgettable one for sure. Okay, now 20. I said it's a forgettable one. Wait for people for the people that are only obsessed with old shows and old mangas and stuff like that to completely kill me because I said that. Next one, oh, the second season of Eden Zero. Also didn't watch, but I did hear that Eden Zero gets better as time passes. So now I think that the season is probably better than the first one. So we need to evaluate that. Here, Eden Zero, second season, the final score of this thing is on 7.4. It's high. That's really high. And there are a lot of people evaluating it also. I don't think the anime is over, right? I feel like this thing probably has 24 episodes instead of just 12. So let me just see here. Here, and Zero, it actually fell out a lot. Yeah, it fell down a lot. Okay. Fine. Man, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like so many. It had a lot of reviews, right? Eden Zero had a lot of reviews, but I feel like Eden Zero is so forgettable. I feel like most everyone don't remember this anime exists because Fairy Tail. People don't remember and this anime exists just because people only remember Fairy Tail. So I feel like this thing goes either to the mid zone, or I guess it's not bad since the score is decent, so we should go to fine. I don't know. I think I will leave this thing here for now. Let's see, number 3. Supposedly something good. Tonikawa. Yeah. Okay, second season of Tonikaku Kawaii. I couldn't force myself to watch the second season, man. I find Tonikawa to be such a boring anime. I can understand the appeal of the cuteness of the relation between the guy and the girl and stuff like that, but the first season was kind of special because it was different. It was an anime where the couple was actually forming the first episode and stuff like that. But the second season, watched the first episode. It was so boring. It was so unbearably boring. It was just uh they talking and then should we go to the cinema, and then I don't even remember the rest. They went to the bed. I mean, they were leaving the battle rest, but it was so overall so boring stuff. And I remember reading a review about this thing, which this second season just felt like it was a propaganda for Japanese people to marry, because here's what you can do when you get married. You can go to the cinema with your wife. You can have a marriage party with your wife. You can go to the hot springs with your wife. You can go to the amusement park with your wife. It, the season was basically just a dating simulator. It just showing off what kind of dates people can have. And man, I find this anime so freaking boring. I cannot. The opening is good. I give that regard. The opening is good, but honestly, I feel like Torikawa was the worst romance of this entire season. And yeah, either myself want to throw this thing at trash, but I think out of respect for the people that kind of enjoy this thing, I will say it's only in the bad. Now for the next one. We went past this halfway here. Now number 27. You are. Oh, the sister isekai. Trash. The sister isekai is complete trash. Complete garbage. Yeah. I think probably just like that. Actually, no. I feel like the sister isekai deserves to be considered less trash than marginal service. But yeah, right around here. Next, number 7 here. Who are you? Oh, the second season of Magus Bride. Um, it was really pretty. I will start saying that. When I start saying talking about the image of the anime, something bad is coming. But it was really pretty. I give it that. It was really beautiful, like the first season was. The plot was nice. I liked the plot, the school plot, stuff like that. I had only the problem because it was so long since I watched the first season that I couldn't really remember most of the stuff that happened. Like I didn't remember the bodyguard girl, and after I only remember her after 2 flashbacks happened, and then oh okay, yeah, I kind of remember you now. But the plot overall was really nice. I enjoyed the majority of this thing. The only problem that I have with this season, I don't know if it is a me problem or if it's a general problem that people had, but I felt like this season was really rushed. Like maybe because the first season is so episodic throughout most of the season, but for this one, I felt like so much stuff was trying to happen during the episodes, and they kind of conflicted with each other in pacing terms. Like in the same episode, they are going to camp. They are also back at home already farming pumpkins, and then Chise goes and end up meeting Elias' teacher. I don't think it was exactly the same episode, but it's a lot of stuff that happens in the same episode, which in the first season, I guess you would expect them to be in separate episodes, some stuff like that. So yeah, it's the only problem that I had with this season. I felt like some part of this thing felt really rushed for some reason. But honestly, it's also the only thing that I can really complain. Other than that, the plot was still really good, the animation was really good, the songs were really good, the OSTs were really good. Overall, it had the same quality of the first season, just I guess lacking in the pacing. With that said, do I believe it still deserves to be the best of the season? Hard to say. I feel like it's in the same place as Doctor Stone. It was by no means bad. It was really good, but I feel like there were just details that made it not be amazing. You get what I'm saying? I feel like something along those lines. Let me just see what was the score for this one. Magus Bride had a 7.77 score, which is not amazing, but it's also not. Actually, it's really good. If you analyze it in a proper way, it's really good. But yeah, for the positions in the. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here. The position for it on ranking, stuff like that, it was not exactly amazing, also. Staying 16 to 18. I feel like I can drop you to good. Yeah, I feel like I can drop you to good. Okay, next. Here, number 23, the one that was in top. Who are you? Dead Mount Death Play. So, remember when I said this anime was edgy? I was speculating this anime was going to be edgy. I don't know why my dogs are barking. It's freaking 9:40 p.m. I don't know why my dogs are barking, but sorry about that. But yeah, remember I said this anime was going to be edgy? I was right. I was 100% right. This anime is so freaking edgy. I know for a fact because I remember seeing people talking about it, and I was indignated that that happened. But I know people who actually enjoy this anime. Like, I don't know to which regard, but I know people were giving decent scores. Yeah, I'm just looking here. It had a 7.3 score, which is higher than I would give this anime any allowing to have such a high score. But yeah, it's a decent score. The ranking is 20 out of, and the peak was the 19th, so it's not amazing, and obviously it was not going to be. But man, this thing here, coming from the same guy that made Durarara and Bacano, feels like a punch to the gut. It felt so miserable. I watched 3 episodes. I watched more than I should have. And it felt just like a generic edgy Isekai stuff. It's just the overpowered guy that came from the Isekai world to our world. It's the reverse Isekai. Or I guess people call it reincarnation genre instead of reverse Isekai, even though it is the reverse Isekai. And everything in the world he came to, it's edgy. Like, he meets up with assassin, and the assassin is part of a mafia association, and there is for some reason the orphanage is on fire and stuff like that. Is so stupid. Who let the dogs out deserves to be fine. Flavinho do céu, você tá me falando que isso merece ser fine. Pior que você viu mais episódios dessa desgraça, você não viu, seu infeliz? Agora você ri, né? Eu acabo nem fudendo. Okay, we have a proper evaluator in chat. Ok, Flávio, pode deixar no pet. Ok, muito obrigado. We have a proper evaluator in chat. Flavinho here finished the entire anime. He says we can leave it in bed. Ele é esquisitoide, he's weird. Mr. Weird guy. Okay. Bed it is then. We leave it in bed. Next one. Number 9 here. Let's see who is number 9. Oh, Boji. The Ranking of Kings. The Treasured Chest of Courage? I think that's the name. But yeah, the new anime of Ranking of Kings. This thing was not a sequence. This thing was a collection of side stories for most of the characters from the original anime. With the exception of the last episode, which was basically a preview for an upcoming season. It was basically a how do you call stuff like that? It was basically a tire. It was tying the first season with the second season, with an upcoming possible second season. And honestly, I didn't like it a lot. But that's it. I don't really like animes that are just side stories. Like, I don't like a lot when an anime is just a bunch of side stories from our original source. It's the same thing with the new Horimiya anime. I don't particularly enjoy this kind of anime. And out of the side stories that were here, I think I only really liked 2. I only really enjoyed Boken's side story. Is Boken his name? Boken? It's something like that. It's the guy that the immortal guy. I enjoyed his backstory. There was an episode focusing on that. I enjoyed that. And the episode focusing on his brother getting into the ranking of King's treasure chest. So yeah, it was good. Don't get me wrong, it was a good show, but I honestly just didn't really enjoy many of the episodes as I enjoyed the original show. Even the scoring for this thing has a solid 7 as a score. It's not like people really found it to be that amazing. Only the last episode is truly amazing. They made some interesting choices of plot in this thing. Like, there were episodes animated in completely different ways. One was nice, one was weird. But yeah, they had some creative liberties doing this anime. But overall, I don't feel like it's that high in the good category. I feel like this anime is either bottom of good or top of fine. Not because it was bad in any way, just because most of the side stories were okay. Like, they were not anything that you really thought, oh my god, I really needed to know what the queen was doing together with bald guy when they were searching for troops in order to fight against Daida. Like, I really didn't care that much. It was kind of meh. I think it was fine. Yeah, exactly. Out of all the side stories, only 2 to 3 were really something that you thought oh yeah, this is a nice information to have. This is something that it's really nice side knowledge to achieve. Most of the episodes were just it's okay, it's fine. So I say top of fine, yeah. Next one, let's go for number 40 here. Number 40 is oh, yeah, the shonen anime about the guy that gets the amazing power of making delinquent girls fall in love with him. Yeah, that's something. And I watched 3 episodes, I think. It was mid. It really was mid. It was something that I didn't feel like I was going to remember for the rest of my life. I think the biggest selling point of this anime is the art style, just because of how ugly it is. Personal opinion, of course. Someone out there probably enjoys the art style, but honestly, I found the art style to be really ugly. I didn't like at all. The scoring for this thing is also a 6.4, so it's not a great score overall. And yeah, honestly, I feel like this anime is just mid, really. I don't think a lot of people really care about this anime a lot. I say it says exactly what it is. Next one is number 21 here. Let's go for number 21. What's number 21? Oh, I was going to call it villainous anime, but she's not a villainous, right? It's just another anime with the same plot as every other villainous anime there ever was. I watched 2 episodes of this thing. It was fine. It was just that thing that I complained in my 5-minute video. I don't understand why this is becoming such a trope of animes now. Like, every season now we are getting an anime about a girl that gets isekai, and she's a character that is supposed to die, and she's trying to stop herself from dying. Like, we had, I believe at this moment, only 3. But I feel like that is too many already. It's not like something that should become a recurring plot point. So yeah, the anime by itself, it was fine. It's not like the anime was bad by any means. It was just not creative at all. And yeah, also just a little bit more of insight. The plot of the thing was entertaining. The way the girl tried to go around her problem, like, trying to get rid of the guy that is the one that is going to kill her by remarrying the other amazing dude of the kingdom, and just getting thrown into a lot of political fights thanks to that, because the guy saw through her schemes and made her work her ass off to be his wife. Okay. Oh my god! The next one is you! Oh yeah. Oh, how I wish to get to you, my friend, my boy. Cheat Skill! This Isekai! The big man, the big boy, the isekai among isekais of this season. Sorry, I was drinking water. The isekai of the fat guy stopping being fat. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you, it's not always that I watch an entire anime that is an isekai. It's not always that I have the internal strength to pull through an entire isekai anime. But this one, my friends, I had to watch the entire anime. Because I was enjoying it? No, fucking course not. I had to watch this entire anime because it was so bad. I had to see with my own eyes where the fuck the author wanted to go with this thing. Solid bottom trash. Yes, Hideki. Yes. Solid top of trash. Because the top of trash is the most trash of the season. This anime is so fucking bad. The entire thing of this thing. The guy, oh, he's a good guy, but he's ugly, so people bully him because he's ugly and fat. And then he goes to the isekai and gets hot because he leveled up. But he's not just throwing the isekai, he can come back from the isekai. And then everyone in the real world that sees him now is completely obsessed by the guy. They all love him. Every single place the guy walks through, everyone just stares at him because he's so amazing, so beautiful, so handsome. He's the pinnacle of a man in the planet Earth. It's so weird how every single moment the anime needs to emphasize how handsome this guy is. Like, it's disturbing. I feel like the author of this thing has some kind of big complex. I feel like the author of this thing is a fat bastard. He's an ugly bastard. And he just sees the world like some kind of place where if you are pretty, everything will work out. Which, sadly, kind of is true depending on where you live. But it's so disturbing how the anime needs to emphasize every single second that it can how handsome and amazing this guy is. Like, there is every episode, there is a scene forcing a stupid, absurd way for the protagonist to save someone in the most ridiculous moment. Like, I think it's episode 4, where a bunch of delinquents invade his school in motorcycles. He deals with the delinquents by himself, jumping through the window of a classroom, which was in the 3rd floor. Jumping through the window just because the girl that he likes, also this thing, the main girl, she always finds a way to be in the worst position possible. She's in the fucking courtyard, the bikers kidnapped her, basically. The guy jumps down, beat the ever-living shit out of the bikers. Actually, no, he doesn't touch any one of them. He touches one, maybe. He just do the evasive maneuvers out of all the guys. Saves the girl. Police gets to the school, arrests the delinquents. It's learned that the guy's brother and sister were the ones responsible for the delinquents to invade the school. The leader of the delinquents got pissed at the kid, grabs the main character brother, starts strangling him with a bunch of cops in his side. A bunch of cops just stare at this guy strangling the kid without doing anything. And then the main guy appears, grabbing his arm, almost breaking the arm of the guy and making him leave the kid alone. Like, it's so absurd. There is another episode where the guy just is having basically a twosome in the park because the two girls that like him are staring at each other and the guy does not know what to do. And then an old lady out of nowhere get the purse stolen. And the guy, seeing that everyone in the park doesn't do shit, they all just see a guy running with the old lady's purse. And the guy sends his dog, which is a divine beast of the isekai. Also, it's not divine, but it's an OP creature from the isekai. And the dog just goes, grabs the thief back by the collar. No one questions how the fuck a small dog can do that. And then the guy decides to, oh no, you know what? The thief decides, you know what? I will fucking kill you all. But pulls out a knife, goes after the girl, which the main girl, because of course he would. And then the main guy just beat the ever living shit of the guy with a judo move. Like, every episode has one way to have an absurd moment for the guy to shine on in the most stupid possible outcome. The guy applies a freaking judo move in a bear in one of the episodes. For God's sake, every single moment in this anime is unbearable. It's just an attempt to make... It's always an attempt to make this guy sound like the most absurd and amazing human being ever made. And the anime tries to portray the kind of a lesson about, oh, what matters is the inside, not the outside. Because everything good that is happening to this guy happened because he was good to the girl while he was still fat and ugly, and that's why he got everything now, not because he's hot. But everything is going on because he's hot. It's disgusting how the anime tries to masquerade this kind of message throughout this thing. I feel like I talked a lot about this. How many minutes we wasting on this? Yeah, a lot. I was quite passionate just complaining about this anime. Anyway, it was the worst anime of this season. By far. It was the worst anime of this entire season. Now for something that I hope it's decent. Number 22. Oh, yeah! Ooh, spicy, are we? Number 22 is Skip to Loafer. Skip to Loafer. Or Skip and Loafer. Boy, oh boy. I was wrong about this. I was so wrong about this. And I am so happy that I was wrong about this. Skip to Loafer is an anime that I expected to be a fine anime of the season. I read the synopsis and it sounded like just, yeah, you know, your average romance show. Man, I never was so wrong about a romance in my entire life. Skip to Loafer is a piece of art. Skip to Loafer is simply amazing. It's incredibly funny. Every single episode, the character interactions are so well made. They always explore the depths of how the mentality of the character works in lighthearted ways, but at the same time displaying how their insecurities and how the problems that the characters have are depicted through. They always find a way to depict this kind of stuff in every single episode. Every episode has its own conflicts, has its own solutions, has its own interactions. Always made in such an heartwarming way. The main girl, Tsubomi? It's Tsubomi? Tsugumi? It's Tsu something, right? I love her with a burning passion, but I can't bring myself to remember the name of the anime characters anymore. I am too old for that. Skip to Loafer. Mitsumi. I remember that it was a Tsu somewhere. Mitsumi. Okay, anyway. The main girl, Mitsumi. She's precious. She's the most precious creature that appeared in this entire season. The brother and sister from this guy of the kids from this anime, they are not even close to being as precious as Mitsumi is. She's just a bumpkin girl. She came to the big city because she wanted to work in politics. She wanted to make a big name for herself so that she could just be a big shot in life. But all of her interactions, all of her reactions are so funny. All of her faces. She's the new Anya in the memeable face regard of anime for this season. All of her faces are so stupidly funny. All of her actions are so funny. Her reactions overall. Her interaction with the main guy is so precious. I said this before. I tweeted about this. Skip to Loafer is probably the only romance that I watched in my entire life that I don't care if the couple gets together in the end. Because the interaction of these two, it's so nice as it is. They are such a good pair, just being friends, that I honestly don't want to see them as a couple. I see them as friends as, man, they are already amazing as they are. They don't need to become a couple in order for this to be better. And yeah, man, it's just amazing. Skip to Loafer is an anime that I feel like everyone should give it a chance to watch. I plan on making a video for Skip to Loafer at some point when I managed to get my schedule back together to make videos. But it was just amazing overall. It was a peak of the season. It was a surprise, and it was delightful to watch. This one is also one that in Japan I saw a lot of people talking about. I saw propaganda in the subways for this thing. People really enjoyed Skip to Loafer everywhere. Be in Japan, be outside of Japan. The score for the Skip to Loafer is 8 point something. It's a really good score. It's just the GOAT of the season. Skip to Loafer is easily the GOAT of the season. Okay, next one, number 45. Oh, no. I'm looking at stuff that I already saw. Okay, so 44. Who are you? Oh yeah. Also, last thing about Skip to Loafer. The dance in the opening is it's peak. The dancing in the opening is peak dancing of anime. It's always puts a smile on my face. It's amazing. A single scene from the opening can brighten up your entire day. But okay, next one is, oh yeah, the 4th season of this thing that started in 22. It's exactly where it should be. If not in trash, because I saw the score for this thing, the score is like 5 point something. Even the fan base that is the only people that still watch this thing are not enjoying it. Like, what is the name of this thing again? It's Majutshi Orphan Hagure Tabi. I think it's the Orphan Travel something something. Sorcerer's Tavern Orphan. But yeah, the score for this thing is 5.9. I will not throw this thing in the trash bin only because it's a season from anime that like 3 people watch. So it's all like we need to worry about remembering this thing. So I say this thing stays in mid. For the next one, let's go for number 14 here. What is this? Oh boy. The Dangers in My Heart. Boku no Kokoro no Yabayatsu. If you watch the first stream, you know that I called this the little boy the incel isekai. Isekai no, the incel anime. Because the plot of this thing sounded like just an incel boy discovering that women are good. And I jokingly said this thing was going to be the best of the season because this anime was going to teach incel people that they could get around their problems and actually become proper human beings. I said that as a joke. Halfway through the season. Let's go back this stream. 6 weeks after that stream happened, I was speed reading through the manga of this thing because of how much enamored I got to it. This one is a piece of art also. When I said that I had 2 romance animes that I thought deserved to be in the best more than Yamada, I was talking about Skip to Loafer and Boku no Kokoro. Mulher bom demais. The main plot of this entire anime, the incel boy, he hates life, he hates people, he hates women. Then an airhead girl appears in front of him, start doing goofy stuff. He realizes, oh my god, women are so nice. And then he stops being an incel. That's the plot of the anime. But really, it's so deep. I guess I could call it like that. This anime is so deep. Because, yeah, the plot starts out with the Shuni boy having murderous ideas throughout this girl for no reason other than she being a popular girl for his classroom. But as the plot evolves, as the boy starts to interact more and more with this girl, it's something that in the same way that I called for Insomnia, is something that feels so real, so natural. The boy just slowly starts to realize that the girl is. He had the image that she was how you say that? I don't remember how to properly say that, but she was full of herself. Yeah, full of herself. He had the idea that she was full of herself just because she was pretty and popular, but he starts to learn more and more that this girl Yamada, she's just airhead. She's just dummy. Nothing more, nothing less. She does think high of herself. She believes she's pretty. No Urusei Yatsura this string is mid. My man, what do you want me to do? There was no Urusei Yatsura this season. I wish it had, but we didn't have Urusei Yatsura this season. But yeah, coming back to this. He's just a goofball, and the guy, as more he learns about it, more he starts to realize he cannot possibly hate her. And the relationship just keeps growing in a steady way. He realizes, wait, I think I actually like this girl. And then there's a whole plot about how he feels about himself. There's a lot of insecurities going on in his life. He doesn't think high of himself because he realizes he's not normal for those murderous thoughts and the shuni stuff like that. He has a really bad opinion of himself, which starts to improve as he interacts with the girl, and the girl starts liking him too. Their relationship just slowly starts to form in a really natural, really pretty way. And the anime always does some kind of depiction showing, trying to get into their mentalities, right? Because there is always a lot of sounds going on in this anime. A lot of quiet sounds, a lot of evolving soundtracks, stuff like that, depicting how his feelings and her feelings are going on throughout the season, the scenes. It's really pretty. It's really, really pretty. And it's honestly, I think one of the best romances I've watched in my entire life. The only problem with the anime is that, unfortunately, there is no couple forming by the last episode. But it's obvious in the last episode that both of them like each other. It's like something stated. You can tell already. And I will only say that in the manga, stuff progresses. Because the manga is always progressing and the relationship is always moving forward. And it moves forward in the manga also. But yeah, overall, Boku no Kokoro is a really good anime, man. And I know I was not the only one that got this impression, because I saw this image. It's the chart from my anime list that they published for this anime. In the beginning of the season, the general score for Boku no Kokoro was 6 point something. It finished on 8.2, 8.3. It was higher than Skip. So a lot of people just got completely surprised. They got caught off guard by this anime. The evolution of this thing, how the story progresses, how the relationship evolves in this thing is so something that no one was expecting. It was just really nice to see. But yeah, I think I talked way too much about this one. Go watch it. Go watch the anime of the little incel that could do more. It's amazing. Next one, number 35 here. Which one is this? Oh, the cat anime. This is an anime about an alien girl that comes to Earth to destroy it, but before she can destroy the Earth, she needed to study the people that were living here and the life forms to see if there was something worthy of salvation. And then she meets a cat and realizes the cat's too cute. There was nothing as cute as a cat in the entire universe, and she just completely melts over the cat. Basically that. That's the plot. This anime was made for kids. You can tell. If you watch one episode of this thing, you can tell. It's an anime that was made for kids to basically showcase different types of animals that exist in planet Earth and show the cute ones. Basically just that. So it's not amazing, it's fine, okay. But honestly, I would call it mid just because it's not something that anyone will remember or care about. But it's not bad. It's just, yeah, it's an anime made for kids. I will say it's the bottom of mid because it's the only anime that I expect anyone to actually. If you remember, yeah, it's the cute alien girl anime. It's not anything amazing, but can be remembered. Next one, let's see, this number 39 here. How did I get through all of the 20s, but I left all of the 30s for last? Which one was it? Oh. The second season of the remake of Tokyo Mew Mew. Yeah, it's exactly where it should be. The second season was equally as bad as the first one. It was extremely rushed. It was not exactly well animated. It it was bad. It was bad, really. It was bad. It was not a good remake of a popular old series. And it was the ending also. It finished the entire story. Like the original anime had 50 something episodes, and I am pretty sure it did not finish the manga. This thing, with 2 seasons and 24 episodes in total, tried to do more than the original anime did. So you can tell how rushed this thing is. It was just too fast, man. I kind of enjoy the plot and stuff like that. I do like Tokyo Mew Mew for nostalgia factors. But man, this anime was so fucking rushed. Next one, let's go for number 6. Who is number 6? Oh, hi! Number 6 is Oshinoko. Well, I predicted Oshinoko was going to be the best anime of this season. Do I think I was right? Yeah, yeah, I think I was right. So let me elaborate a little. Why I think that? Because I know there are some people in chat here. Hi Hideki, how you doing? Some people in chat that don't really agree with me, and I understand their point of view. But let me say why. For me, it's the best of the season, not why everyone else thinks it is. The reason why I like Oshinoko and why I thought I was going to like Oshinoko is because I wanted to see the anime depicting the dark side of the entertainment industry. The sole reason why I wanted to watch Oshinoko was that I didn't care about the plot of the idol, I didn't care about the plot of the revenge, I didn't care about stuff like that. The reason why I personally wanted to watch Oshinoko is because I wanted to see something depicting the trash side, the bad side of the entertainment industry overall. Be it idols, be it YouTubers, be it entertainment overall, TV and stuff like that. And that's what I personally wanted to see. And that's exactly what Oshinoko delivered. We had stuff like the problem of the idol industry in the first episode with Ai. We had the problem of the entertainment industry in episode 6 with Akane. We had the problems of the general stuff of the entertainment, of the YouTuber industry even, with Mencho and with just overall stuff like that. So the anime did exactly what I expected it to do. It depicted the bad stuff that I wanted to see and I wanted to see people talking about. I loved how the 6th episode of this thing just made everyone in the anime community go nuts. Because it's a problem that exists in real life and people don't really care about it. You are always toxic with people online thinking your actions don't have consequences. And then episode 6 of this thing drops and people think, wait, trashing on people online can actually make something like that happen? And I love how they just made stuff like that. On top of that, the animation of Oshinoko is really good. The story overall, I think it was nice. I don't think it's the best story I ever saw in my entire life. So, yeah. And given the opinion of the community, overall, Oshinoko was the most loved anime of the entire season. No questions made. Like, the score for this thing is what? 8.9. Oshinoko is still sitting at 8.9. Even after the entire season, even after getting over 9, it fell down, but it's still close to 9. The score is still higher than Demon Slayer and stuff like that. The community by itself loved Oshinoko. I really enjoyed Oshinoko. I guess, in an objective point of view, it's the best of the seasons. There's nothing I can say. I know there's people that didn't like Hideki. I know Hideki, I know. But it's kind of objective at this point. Oshinoko was the best of the season. I guess if I give my personal opinion, Oshinoko was one of the best. But I do think that Skip probably was the best of the season for me. Skip or The Dangerous in My Heart, but it's just a personal opinion at this point. But I guess if you are talking in an objective way, Oshinoko was the best. It's not something that I can even try to contest. But man, I have something to say something bad to say. I hate the entire anime community for making Idol be the most overused song ever made. Man, I hate you all for that. I liked Idol up until episode 3 of Oshinoko. After episode 3, I was already not handling hearing it anymore. I couldn't be I hated hearing Idol after the third episode because so many people used that song for so many stuff. So many VTubers made covers for this thing. In Japan, I was in freaking Japan. There was Idol playing every single place I was. Everywhere I went, Idol was there. God, it's the king all over again. I loved the song and then I started to hate it. Well, I mean, not all over again, because I never liked King, but King just started to become something unbearable to hear. Idol is the same. I cannot hear Idol anymore. I hate hearing Idol. You guys destroyed Idol for me. I fucking hate the anime community for that. So fine, let's go for which one now? Oh yeah, watch my shorts talking about Mephisto. Mephisto is the Annie of Oshinoko. Mephisto is better than Idol. I will just say that. Next one, episode 25. Which one is this? Shinda shinda korozu shinda da 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 da. The hero is dead. I think that's the name, right? The hero is dead. I said this thing was going to be bad. The hero is dead, if you don't know, is basically the fantasy anime where a big hero is supposed to defeat the Demon King. And yeah, that we have a main guy, which is just a villager, a farmer in a village who is really obsessed with ties, and he puts knee socks on rabbits because make them look like ties. But yeah, demons start to invade his village. The hero appears in his village and dies in his village, falling into a fall pit that the main guy had dug to kill the demons. And so there is no hero anymore. The hero is dead, and a necromancer forces the soul of the main guy to get inside the hero's body, so that he impersonates the hero, so that people don't lose hope. And they start traveling around trying to use this NPC, who's this guy that was supposed to be just an NPC, to become the hero and kill the demons, which he obviously cannot do. It's a comedy show. It's okay. I watched 3 episodes, I think. I didn't feel like watching more. It's not like I hated it. But I just found it was, it's funny. Some parts, some other parts is okay. It was nothing too much. The opening is a banger. The opening is truly a banger. But overall, I felt it was just fine, honestly. I didn't really enjoy this anime a lot. What is the score for this thing? Let's see. 6.6. It's in the higher side, I would say. So I guess this thing deserves to be in the fine, not in the bad. I didn't personally find it to be bad, really, so I'm okay with allowing it to come over here. Just move some stuff. Yeah, you stay here. The next one, let's go for number 1. Let's see who number 1 is. Actually, I think I know who number 1 is. It's Demon Slayer. Yep. Demon Slayer, the Swordsmith Village arc. Positive points. The Love Hashira. Negative points. The rest. This arc, I know I'm not a big Demon Slayer fan. Everyone knows that, but I try. Okay, I try to not be so judgmental for this thing. It's just it's a shonen manga. It's just a shonen normal manga. I shouldn't be so judgmental to it. But God, this arc was boring. This arc honestly was boring. Not talking about the animation. Don't try to be the deep shit talking about the animation and stuff like that. But I just found the plot for this arc honestly was so meh. Especially coming after the Red Light District arc. This arc was revolving around 2 Hashiras and 2 high-ranked demons. And both of them, the high-end demons, which were supposed to be, oh god, so amazing, so hard to defeat and stuff like that, they didn't do shit. The vase one just was stuck with the Miss Hashira throughout 3 episodes. And the fight finished when the Hashira just thought, oh, you know what? I'm not miserable anymore. Tanjiro made me be happy. And then the fight ends. The other one starts in an interesting way with the many personality stuff and the many incarnations with different powers. And then that creature just evolves into a boss fight where the characters are running after a my-sized demon for 1 fucking episode that cannot have the neck cut because it's too hard. It's such a miserable boss fight. Such a miserable outcome for the fight. overall. There is the chibi one, the child one, demon one with the wood dragons and stuff like that, using all the powers, which would be such a OP and interesting boss fight to see. And then Love Hashira walks in and starts fighting him by herself, and we stop seeing that entire fight. So the entire battling of this thing, shonen manga, what you are supposed to like, is boring. And the plot for the arc is also boring, because it's not like anything is happening. The most plot we have is that a guy left a sword inside a Karakuri doll 300 years ago. That's the most plot we get. And of course, the ending, because Nezuko does the thing in the ending. That's whoa, but we don't even know why. And also, Tanjiro just magically starts being able to use the breathing technique more, even though he was sleeping for, 8 months, something like that. And then he magically just starts being able to use it better than he was before. Like, Nezuko is now better to transform than she was before, even though she didn't train at all. And the last time she did that, she just went berserk. But yeah, this entire arc was just sound really convenient, the story was really meh overall. The animation, the animation is always good because you're stable is making, but honestly, this arc is probably the worst arc of Demon Slayer that I saw so far. I liked this season until the first episode. I was really hyped for this season, then I watched it, and then I lost all of my hype. I dare say this thing wasn't fine, really, yeah. I will say this thing wasn't fine. We're gonna reorganize fine later, okay? We have a lot of stuff in fine. We always end up having a lot of stuff in fine. Okay, for now, let's go for number 30 here. Who is number 30? Number 30 is... Oh, Aono Orchestra. Aono Orchestra is a classical music anime. So, if it's a classical music anime, you already can imagine that most of the plots were evolving not in the classical music, but in traumas that the characters have, because for some reason, everyone in a classical music anime must be traumatized in some way. Hi, Hibiki. But this one, I said this one was going to be mid. I am still watching Aono no Orchestra. I am enjoying it. The animation is quite terrible at some points, but the plot is okay. It's just depressive boy stops playing the violin because his dad cheated on his mother, and the dad who is the one that taught him how to play the violin. But then he meets happy-go-lucky girl A, which is trying to learn the violin, and then they start to interact with each other, and he realizes, oh wait, I still like to play the violin, so he goes back to play the violin. And then they join another school which has a orchestra club, and they want to join the orchestra and stuff like that. Basically that. And then the plot starts evolving like any musical school anime, basically. It's okay, it's fine. There is depressive moments because everyone must be traumatized in this kind of anime. There are some interesting parts to it. Overall, I think it's fine. But I also don't feel like this anime... I don't feel like many people actually are watching this thing. I feel like I am part of the minority, really. Let me see. 44k people gave scores for Aono Orchestra so far. That's more than I expected, honestly. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's over mid. I feel like it's been fine. Yeah, I feel like it's fine. I will allow it to be fine. The drama is good, right? That's the thing. The drama is good. The character evolution, trying to discover my own sounds, and the rivalry he gets with one of the other characters, and the interaction with the girl where you start to ship them, and the other girl likes him already, and stuff like that. The drama is fine. The drama is okay. It's a fine anime, I would say. And the opening is a banger. The opening is really nice. The opening reminds me of the Japanese music clip, because the entire lyrics of the song appears in the opening in artistic ways, so it's really nice to see. But okay, number 33. Who are you? 33. Oh fuck, Mahou Shoujo Magical Destroyers. The anime about the Japanese government trying to get rid of the weebs. The anime government wants to destroy the otaku community. We must hold together, my friends. They are trying to destroy us, but fortunately we have magical girls for some reason, and they are helping us, so we can We can fight against the government now. Man, this anime was bad. This anime was really bad. I watched it 4 episodes, I think. The entire plot of this thing is really convoluted, really just throwing every bullshit it can every single moment it can. The animation, I think the animation was probably the best part of this thing because it was okay, but also really weird. The entire plot of this thing was so trippy. Like, they were trying to make something absurd, and I think they went way too over the top with the absurd. Like, one of the magical girls is just a girl that likes to use the LSD. That's her entire jig. She just uses LSD and wears a mask. The other one's just a sadomasochist, which is so obsessed by sex that gets captured because she got hooked on Tinder with a guy that is one of the enemies. The entire anime was weird, honestly. It was bad. I dropped it. I have a friend that was watching it that also dropped it. I know the mobile game that was made based on this thing got closed after, 3 months of activity? So, not even Japanese people like the anime. So, yeah, I guess trash is too much, but this thing is definitely in the higher spec of bad. Definitely, it's worse than Tonikawa. I feel like this is the outcome of what an anime that wants to be absurd becomes when it just becomes too absurd. Let's go for now number 19 here. We are getting close to the end now. Oh, it's Tengoku Daimakyo. Or Heavily Intrusion. I think that's the English name, something like that. This one is special. Watching this thing is an experience because it's one of those animes that the plot is not given to you. It's one of those things that you need to uncover the plot by yourself while watching. The only thing that you know is that some kind of apocalypse happened. Humanity is not living as they used to. They are living precarious ways, and they are monsters in the surface now. They are called man-eaters, which eat people. So that's why they are named man-eaters, you know. That's the only basics plot you have about the universe. Also, the main character is a girl with a lot of braces because you learn later on some stuff. And a boy trying to reach a place called heaven because the girl was hired to take the boy to heaven, but they don't know where heaven is, so they must find heaven. And half of the plot of this anime is that these 2 kids, basically, these 2 kids traveling through post-apocalyptic Japan, trying to find heaven. And also we have a side story inside of this about a bunch of kids living in this closed-off school, which it's really similar to the Promised Neverland. They don't know why they are there. They don't know the outside world exists, and they are learning for reasons that we don't really know why they are there. We just know the kids are there. There are adults in there. The adults are orchestrating something that we don't know why or what it is. And we have basically these 2 plots happening at the same time. They keep going back and forth to each other, exploring stuff like that. The anime is complex. This anime is complex. It's not bad. It's really good, actually. I really enjoyed watching this. I feel like it's probably one of the best of this season. So it goes all the way up here. But it's convoluted. It's something that you need to pay attention in order to get everything that's going on. So I do understand people that might not enjoy this anime. I know it's an anime that is not for everyone. My only real problem with this is the last episode. Because this thing is usually animes like that, you know, animes that, they are really complex and you need to pay attention and stuff like that. You need to build up the story with your own thoughts. They usually are originals, right? So like Tatami Galaxy. It's an original. It's an original anime. The thing is inspired on a manga, which means has a source material, which, from my understanding, is not over yet. So, the ending of the anime obviously is not the ending of the story. So, they basically end in a cliffhanger, right? But for this kind of anime, you know, the kind of anime, really deep thought anime, ending in a cliffhanger is not exactly something good. because you cannot conclude your thoughts about the plot if the plot is not over yet. So it becomes really hard to actually try to understand the world and what was going on if we don't have the full grasp of all the information that we can have yet. So in that way, makes this anime be not ideal. The ending of this thing is not ideal. It's expected to have a second season, right? But it's not ideal how it ends based on the kind of anime it is. Having said that, it's still really good. So it's not like I will say that ending makes the anime become trash or something like that. No, it's still really good. But I feel like it's just staying in the same place as Dr. Stone here. Like, it's really nice, but something happened that could have been better. Given, I guess, that there was no way for them to make the single be better if the manga is not done, right? So I guess it's only to be expected. Now for oh yeah, and this thing also handles a lot of heavy topics like the R word and the S word, stuff that I cannot say in YouTube. If I say, I will get nuked, you know, this kind of thing. The R word related to sexy stuff, you know, that R word, and the S word related to game ending yourself, you know, that S word. So this anime deals with some heavy topics. It's not. That's also one of the reasons why it's not for everyone. There are people that should not watch this kind of thing for trigger reasons, right? So if you are triggered easily, or if you have triggers for this kind of stuff, don't get close to this anime. Don't go near him. Now, next one, let's see, number 36. Oh, my clueless first friend. This one is exactly where it deserves to be. This is another of the romances of the season, but this one is the most wholesome romance anime ever made, because it's a romance between primary school kids. I believe they are in primary school yet. It's just so cute. It's just the main boy, which is the complete incarnation of happiness. He's just a goofball that don't see bad and sadness in anything. And the main girl, which is a girl that was bullied until recently. Everyone in the classroom calls her the Green Reaper because of how gloomy she is. The guy transferred to the school. He learns she's called the Green Reaper, and he finds it so amazing, so cool. She has his name, and then he decides to just walk with her every single place she goes. And then just a cute relationship forms. It's just a really wholesome anime to watch. Just a bunch of kids being really cute at that. It's really nice, really nice. I say it's exactly where it should be. Let's go for number 46 here now. Oh, this. I don't remember the name, but it's the name that Picaro Sensei made all of the art for. It's World Die Star. That, yeah. The plot of this anime was girls wanting to become professional actors, basically. It's an anime focused on theater. Like how theater, the peak of theater is upon humanity, and a lot of people want to become actors for stuff like that. But it was okay. Honestly, it was really mid because no one really cared too much about this anime. It was pretty, but then again, it was because Picaro Sensei made the art. Only because of that, but it was really not something that worthy of mention. It was okay, I guess. If you watch it, you probably enjoyed it. I feel like I think the score for this thing is 7, so people that watched it did enjoy it, but it was 10k people just. So yeah. I say it goes to the bottom of mid because it's something that I guess it deserves to be remembered in some way. More for the art side than anything else, but it's just really that. Next one, let's go for number 15. Kuma Bear. Well, I didn't watch the first season, so obviously I didn't watch the second season also. So let's cheat. Let's see where Kuma Bear is. Here. The score is 7.25. It's a good score. It's a good score for the fine section, honestly, not the good one. Here you are way way down, way more down than I expected you to be. Okay, so you stayed during this entire season in the 25 to 27. I guess it's fine. Yeah, I will say it's fine. But God, I have so much stuff in fine already. We need to start moving stuff up and down here. But now I just leave you here. Next one, number 8. Let's see which one is number 8. Macho! The GOAT! Macho! It's the funniest shit I saw in this entire season. It's just Harry Potter done right. It's just Harry Potter if it was a comedy. Just a plot. Oh yeah, word of magic, but the guy cannot use magic, and he needs to. But people that cannot use magic are abominated and must be sacrificed. But he's stupidly strong physically, and he solves every single one of his problems just punching through people. That is amazing. This anime is stupidly funny. I don't even think there is a proper way to describe Masho in more complex ways. Masho is just that. It's Harry Potter solved through punches and anything muscle related. Every time this motherfucker tries to act like he's using magic to hide the fact that he does not have magic, he just says some kind of muscle part of the body magic and does some kind of absurd thing, like flying with a broom just by moving his legs way too fast, or marking all the goals in the quadriball game by making the ball come back to him with a specific way of throwing the ball. It's so stupid, but it's so funny at the same time. But yeah, Masho was one of the best of the season in the comedy area. Actually, it was the best of the season. Masho was easily the best comedy of the season. Right, for the next one, let's see number 42 here. Who are you? Who are you? Okay, you didn't come. Go, creature, go up. Okay, this one. Opus Color is the name of this thing? I don't remember. Yeah, exactly. Opus Colors. It's something definitely. The plot of this thing is people use how do you say that? The plot of this thing is people living in a scientific future where they can use arts. They can make art in VR with senses and just build up big pictures and big artworks and stuff like that, molders and all this shit in a 3D environment, in a VR environment. But it's really just absurdly forgettable, and it for some reason gives off male idol anime vibes, even though the guys are not supposed to be idols. And it was just really mid. I don't think people really care about this thing. I mean, the score for this thing, it's sitting on 5.7. So I guess people that watched this thing really did not enjoy. And there were not a lot of people doing that. So I guess it can even go to the trash bin. Let's leave you in the middle here. Next one, number 43. Let's go for it. I feel like I know which one 43 or 41 is. Actually, I do know. Okay, it was not you. So I gonna save that one for last. This one is... I don't even know. What is this one? I don't remember this one also. I feel like it's another mid one. Alice Gear Aegis Expansion. This one was a spin-off of something, wasn't it? Let me bring you guys here. Other. Alice Gear Aegis. Doc Actors, something. Oh my god. Alright, this is based on a game, right? Yeah. This is inspired in a game. Yeah, right. Well, it definitely did the job that I expect from a game adaptation to do. I mean, do I need to think over this? It's a game adaptation with a score of 5. I think we all know where this thing is going. Exactly where it is. We don't even move it. Okay, last two. Number 4. Which popular one is still missing here? Oh, of course. Jigokuraku. The plot of the assassins, the criminals being sent to the desolated island to find the elixir of life. Or else they will be sacrificed. No, they will be just killed. Jigokuraku was something. Because I feel like my opinion for Jigokuraku is completely opposite to what mostly of the community has. The score for Jigokuraku at the moment sits on 8 point something. People really enjoy this anime. I honestly found this anime to be so excruciatingly bad. Not bad, but so excruciatingly fine. Like, the main plot, okay, the main plot is fine. The art style is okay. Gabimaru is boring as fuck. He's just an edgy character. Even when he's trying to be more human, he's just an edgy character. The entire fighting on the island, it's just the OP humans destroying monsters up until more OP monsters appear to destroy the humans. The way they need to, the thing that they need to learn in order to fight the monsters, the Tao, right? It was called Tao. For some reason, they learned Tao exists in one episode. In the second episode, everyone knows how to use it already. There is no development. There is no logic to it. People just, oh, you know what? I can use it. Fuck it. Why? Because I am a fucking badass human. That's why. I honestly found Jigokuraku so boring. It had good moments of action. I give it that. The animation and the action was nice. But overall, I found the plot of the thing to be just so freaking boring. And I know I am alone in this hill, because I know the general score for this thing is high. I know people fucking love Jigokuraku for some reason that I just cannot see. So I don't know where the fuck I throw this thing. This is my tier list, so I refuse to allow it to be the best. So I guess, in consideration for the general opinion, I will say this thing is the bottom of good. And for the last one, boy oh boy, the last one, God. The last one, my friends, it's Kizuna no Ali, Kizuna Ai's anime, or I mean, what was supposed to be Kizuna Ai's anime. What do I say about Kizuna no Ali? Other than the fact that I despise it with every fiber of my being. This anime, I will make a video, the next video of the channel that I am writing a script for, not the next video that will come out. This one will probably take a while yet. But I am writing a script for a video for Kizuna no Ali. Just filling it with all of my complaints and hatred throughout the anime. This anime was merchandised as being an anime about Kizuna Ai. The title of this thing, when it was first announced, was Kizuna Ai's original anime. So you would expect to be an anime based on Kizuna Ai in some way, shape, or form. No, it's an anime based on a VTuber high school where Kizuna Ai is a star they admire, but it does not exist anymore. It's like real life. I want to die. And the entire thing is basically just a gigantic facade for an idol anime. There is nothing different from an idol anime there is in this thing. The only difference is that they are VTubers. This anime focuses on this main girl. What's the fucking name of this girl? Miracle. Miracle. That is just a generic happy-go-lucky girl that is trying to go big. The entire thing is a gigantic propaganda for the new project that Kizuna Ai's company, it's Activate, is making, the Elite project. It's a VTuber group that has a YouTube channel with freaking 15 VTubers on it. And only 5 appear in the anime. So good merchandising, right? The entire anime is focused on trying to make them... It's inspired on a tournament that is made to decide who is the best VTuber of the world. But the fucking tournament does not happen in the anime. Like they talk about the anime every single time. The objective of the girls is getting their high score to get into the tournament. They don't have the tournament in the first season. The tournament is shown for the second season. They got announced for some godforsaken reason. They always reuse scenes in this thing. There is a fucking presentation that happened in the first episode of this thing by Miracle. That fucking presentation, it's used as a flashback. Every single fucking episode. And it always takes up 2 minutes of the episode in order for them to show the same thing we already saw. The only redeeming quality of this anime, I think, is the fact that they were depicting the VTuber part of stuff in a proper way, like how to go around music parts and how to go around dealing with not having many subscribers. I feel like that's the only thing that they did in a proper way to some degree, but everything else was made so poorly. The plot was boring. The plot was just generic idol anime plot. The main girls, 2 of them took freaking 10 episodes to appear, and 1 they used the argument that no, she was already in the anime with a different form. So it was really bullshitty. I still don't know if that girl was supposed to be a guy or a girl. I have no fucking idea if the Chinese girl is a guy and using a girl avatar, or if it's a girl that looks like a guy in real life using a girl avatar, or if the guy is a trans person. If I try to say bad things about him, I will be cancelled. I have no fucking idea. I still don't know. I don't know how that reflects on the personality of the girl that is actually being the VTuber in real life also, because that girl exists. So I don't know how people handle her now. I don't even know if people start treating her like a guy or not, or if people are accepting. I have no fucking idea. I just know this thing was trash. Complete trash. Absolute disgrace. Everything they tried to achieve, they achieved it in a bad way. This thing was making fucking NFTs propaganda in freaking 2023. It was just disgusting. I will not say this thing was the worst anime of the season because Cheat Skill is here. But god, it was easily the second worst of the season. And now we organize. We are done with the animes here, people, finally. I am a little bit heated here because thanks to Kizuno no Lil. But now it's time to reorganize everything here. The fight section is way too convoluted for my liking, so we're gonna throw some stuff up and down. First, my home hero goes to bed. But I say my home hero is probably one of the best, one of the bad ones. So you go to the bottom of the bed. What else? Do you have anything else over each other here? Oh, yeah, we do have some stuff on top of each other here yet. So let's move some more stuff. I guess ranking of kings can go up. Nah, I still think this season overall was really just fine. No, yeah, I think ranking of kings goes to the bottom of good because there were 2 really good episodes, but just that. I think Demon Slayer stays in the top of fine because this season was just so freaking boring. The only really good thing about this season was the animation and Mitsuru. Mitsuru? They love Hashira. Edamame Elf is right fine here. Awano Orchestra stays here also, I think. You stay here. There goes here. You guys, let's open some space here. Okay, well, it's not so convoluted anymore, but I feel like we can still do better. As much as I'm enjoying Awano Orchestra, I feel like Awano Orchestra will end up being a mid-show by the end of this thing. Yeah, I like Awano Orchestra, but I think Awano Orchestra will just end up being something that people will not remember it exists. Solely because, you know, if you think about classical music anime, you will probably be thinking of Hibike, not this. Oh yeah, we have a little bit more of space now. So yeah, I feel like everything is where it should be. For the mid, the most mid out of all of the animes definitely was this one, because no single human being watched this thing, no one cared about this thing at all. was just an anime that was present for some reason. The second most mid out of all of these, I would say it's probably this one really. Only people that really enjoy old stuff probably will remember this anime ever existed. After this, I guess it's still okay. Yeah, the Gotobun ripoff should stay right here. This thing here goes a little bit down. Yeah, you go a little bit more further down because people remember you for being bad. This one comes right after. I guess no, actually, this one goes behind this because people might still remember the Gotobun ripoff just because of waifu materials. Then both of these can be remembered as being trash, but at the same time, not many people watch it to actually remember them. So I say the Cat Girl comes here next because people can remember this thing, but not having strong emotions, just saying, oh yeah, that one anime. The same for this one. People might only remember this thanks to Pikaho-sama, Pikaho Sensei. And then these guys here. I feel it's just like that because this one is a fourth season, so people that are fans of this thing will still remember it existed. But if they do remember it existed, will remember being bad. So it's out the bottom, the mid one as something that can be remembered. And then we have Aono. Aono can be remembered as being okay to fine. I say Aono stays behind this too because bad emotions are stronger than good emotions, right? So if people remember something is bad, they will remember it more vividly than something that it was just okay. So I say it's something like this. Now for the trash bin. The least trashy out of everything here, I dare say it's fucking Smartphone. Smartphone probably is the best of all of everything here. After the Smartphone, probably this because it's just a bad isekai. Together with the sister isekai. This one is the game one. I guess it's right around here. Marginal Service. It was so unbearably disgusting that I want to throw this in here just because I felt personally offended by this thing. No, we just pull this everything here. And yeah, Kizuna no Li is definitely the second worst, and the Cheat Skill Isekai is easily the worst anime of this entire season. Now for the bad stuff. I say the most bad out of everything here, it's probably Tokyo Mew Mew. Just because of how rushed this thing is. Being followed right behind by Magical Girl Destroyers. Then that Mount That's Play. This one is just a generic isekai. There's, I guess, can't go right in the middle here. Tonikawa, I hate Tonikawa, but I know there are some people that find it to be at least wholesome. So it's the bottom of bad. Something that almost fine together with My Home Hero. Now for the fine. I feel like the fine is already everything in the same order that it should be. I will just throw these guys in the bottom because they are second season that I didn't watch. So I feel like they are not deserving to be as high as some other stuff that I at least watched a little. I feel like it's something like this. Yeah, something like that. For the good stuff, the peak of good ones, honestly, I guess it's Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone goes down to be the peak of good, with Yamada right behind it. This, I guess, Magus Bride. Insomniacs, Megumin, this. No, you are better than this one. Just from how wholesome it is. Gokuraku, and then Ranking of Kings. I feel like Gokuraku deserves to be a lot lower. To me personally, I would throw Jigokuraku in the middle of fine, but since so many people like it, I say it's deserving to have at least a little bit of a high position. And now for the best. Definitely the worst of the best must be Kamikatsu, because Kamikatsu is just the best entirely because of how bad it is. It becomes amazing. So definitely Kamikatsu is the last one. Next, I will say Gundam just because it's the only one that I didn't watch, so I can give a proper opinion for it. And I guess everything here is exactly as I would say. I guess I think I like Skip more than I like Dangers in My Heart. Not as a romance, but overall as an anime. I went to read like crazy the manga of the Dangers in My Heart because I wanted to see the outcome of the romance. But Skipu is not something that I got rushed to do that just because I liked the entire thing. Not I was not entirely focused only in the romance specifically more than the rest. Here, I obviously like everything, but the romance was the one thing that made me go read the manga. So I guess Skipu overall is something I enjoy more. And then yeah, Oshinoko. I guess since this is my list overall, I know I am taking people's opinion in consideration here, but since this is my list, I say something like this is fine. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Having said that, everything here, everything in the top four here, to me was peak of this season. I feel like this season was absurdly superior to the last season, and probably will be absurdly superior to every other season we're gonna have in this year. The season was just stacking, man. Oshinoko, Tengoku Damakyo, Masho, Skipu, Dangers in My Heart. This season was stacked with romance. With romance. This season was stacked with drama. This season was stacked with comedy, be it good or bad comedy. This season was stacked with psychological stuff, comedy here again, romance, Doctor Stone, everything, man. This season, I think this season had everything. The only thing this season was not stacked with, I guess, it was mecha and stuff like that. Okay, this list looks pretty accurate. Thank you, Flavio. Thank you. I feel like it's. I am okay with this list. I feel like this list is nice. Let's now compare it. Let's see how it compares to what I predicted the season was going to be. Okay, that's how we predicted the season to originally be. Let's see. Okay, some discrepancies. Let's see. The Megumi I was expecting to be good, to be amazing. It was good, but the second half just didn't fell through. This one, out same thing. Just because of the fast pacing, I feel like it's not deserving to be the best. We have some stuff that stayed in the same place a lot, right? I feel like from the best, the only ones that I predicted were going to be the best that stayed in the best were Oshinoko, Gundam, and Boku no Kokoro. But Boku no Kokoro, I predicted it was going to be best as a joke, and it ended up being really good. For the good stuff, most of the romances, right? Yamada, Clueless First Friend, Somniacs, the Neighbor Next Door. All the romances stay right here. Every romance in this season was really good. That's really impressive. The fine ones, I got the Yuri right. Basically that, yeah, I got the Yuri right. I got the Mame Elf right. The Golf one right. And the villainous, not villainous one right. For bad, I only got Tokyo Mew Mew and that Mount of Play right. For the trash, we were right about this thing, but I didn't expect to be this bad. This one ended up being mid, and everything in the mid basically stayed in the mid. The only thing that got out of mid was Marginal Service that went to trash. So I guess I am good at predicting the mid ones. Interesting. Interesting comparison. For sure. But it's good, right? Seeing some stuff going up, seeing some stuff surprising like Masho and Tengoku Damakyo. It's good to see some stuff really impressive. Pressing us throughout the season, and some stuff just being really lackluster like Demon Slayer. Why is Boku no Kokoro in the best area? Because Boku no Kokoro is an amazing romance story about a guy developing from being a complete incel to actually having proper human feelings with a girl that is also liking him, and their relationship is really human, really accurate, and really natural from evolving. And I cannot understand how you don't like it. That's why. But okay, that's the list. I'm okay with this. I feel like this was a pretty good one. This was a pretty good ranking overall. Yeah, that's it.
thank you guys. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your comments on this. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think something is way too high? Do you think something is way too low? Do you think my opinion is completely wrong about something? Let me know in the comments of the stream if you watch the entirety of the thing, because I know not many people can pull through this. But I will be really happy with all of those that did. I'm Wiki. Thank you guys for coming by. Next video coming out someday. Now that I finally getting back to schedule after everything that I was going through in the last few months. I had the trip to Japan last month. After coming back, I had to study for the Japanese proficiency test, which I got finally over with last Monday. So now I am finally coming back to write scripts for the channel. So videos will start appearing now. Probably we're gonna have the season in 5 minutes video before anything else. But we have the Kizuno no Lead video coming out. I plan to make a Skip to Loafer one also. My editor is taking care of another one. There is just a joke video that I made. So videos will start appearing probably by the second half of this month. But other than that, that's everything I had to say, people. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope you like everything here. If you like it, consider subscribing, of course. Help me out. I'm Wiki, and I hope to see you guys in the next stuff that I make. Now, excuse me, guys. I will go grab dinner. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you for coming.